In 1982, bodies began appearing along the banks of Washington's Green River. What seemed like murder victims at first soon revealed a chilling truth. A terror captured the region for nearly 2 decades. This is the story of Gary Ridgway, known as the Green River Killer. In August 1982, 3 young women, prostitutes, often overlooked by society, were found floating in the Green River. Investigators realized they weren't isolated cases. As more bodies were found, authorities confirmed a serial killer was at large. Between 1982 and 1987, dozens of bodies were discovered, many raped, strangled, discarded in remote forested areas. Investigators struggled. The victims were often sex workers or runaways, vulnerable, not immediately missed. By 1987, the Green River Task Force was created to solve what became the worst serial murder case in U.S. history. But despite mounting evidence, the killer remained elusive. Gary Ridgway targeted vulnerable women, luring them into his vehicle, sometimes promising work or companionship. He strangled them, sometimes using ligatures or his bare hands, then dumped the bodies in wooded areas and returned later, driven by a dark compulsion. For years, forensic science couldn't catch him. But in 2001, advances in DNA testing and stored samples linked to a man named Gary Ridgway changed everything. On November 30th, 2001, he was arrested outside his workplace. Eventually, he confessed to 48 murders. Some experts now believe he killed over 70. In 2003, Ridgway pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty. He was convicted of 48 counts of aggravated first-degree murder and tampering with evidence, receiving 48 life sentences without parole. Victims' families finally had answers, but the scars remained. He even admitted returning to the bodies, finding twisted satisfaction in repeating the crimes. The Green River case exposed the failures of early policing and the importance of DNA and persistence in cold case investigations. Genetic genealogy and modern forensics identified yet more victims decades later. Ridgway's reign of terror ended, but the psychological trauma endured. His murders reshaped law enforcement tactics across the U.S. The Green River Killer was the most prolific serial murderer in U.S. history at the time, preying on society's most vulnerable. But justice came through science, memory, and relentless pursuit. If you found this story chilling, ask yourself, would you support cold case investigations even decades later? Comment below, share this video, and subscribe to CreepyCore for more unbelievable real crime tales every week. Remember, sometimes the darkest stories are the ones that stayed hidden the longest.